for a man is self-control. For women, it's authenticity. You have to stay authentic as possible because our body tells us so much. Our body will tell you when you're craving a child, when you're getting angry, when you're getting hostile, because our hormones are all over the place. For a man, your body sometimes speaks against you. It will crave, pleasure all the time. Your key to successful mental health is complete and utter self-control in terms of your mind, body, and soul. You control what you consume. You don't watch everything. You don't go into every desire. You control who you put yourself into. You don't go and sleep with everyone anyway. You actually gain far more self-esteem when you reject women than when you accept women. There is that man that has women that he's rejecting feels far greater than that man who can't say no to anybody because he's jumping at the opportunities. Self-control, even with what you eat. When I have clients that come to me and they've got a bit of depression, I say to them, until you go to the gym and until you lose weight, there's no conversation that me and you can have that will change your self-esteem. It won't do it, because me and you can have a great conversation, but when you go and take a shower or when you go and get undressed in front of a woman, everything I've said to you won't mean anything. So self-control with what you eat. Go work out. Don't have to have a six-pack, but self-control. Now, when a man practices self-control, he becomes such an unshakable being, because none of his friends can make him drink alcohol if he doesn't want it. No woman can make him spend money on her if he doesn't want to. No gambling machine can make him waste money if he doesn't want to. He becomes indispensable as a man. So self-control, I really believe, is the root of a man's self-esteem.
All right, let's dive into this. So, self-control. It says in scripture to love your wife as Christ loved the church. We could say that Christ is the most disciplined person to ever walk the face of the earth. He had the most self-control of any man to walk the face of the earth. Could have brought ultimate destruction and death to people who misspoke about him. He literally could have snapped his fingers and it would have been the end of humanity, but yet he didn't do it. Talk about total self-control. So here, let's look at, Paul says to discipline the body, and he talks about discipline and self-control, and he said that if he did not have discipline and self-control, he would disqualify himself from leadership. And this is absolutely essential, because how can you love your wife like Christ loved the church if you don't have the self-control that Christ had? Do you see where that's going? That if you're going to love your wife as Christ loved the church, you have to have the self-control that Christ had in order to lead your wife. So the thing is, if you're a man who is given into temptation, if you can be controlled sexually, if you can be controlled based on outcomes, like in other words, if you're worried your wife isn't going to love you, she's not going to want to be with you, you're worried that she's going to be mad at you, then you cannot be self-controlled, because you're always going to be making decisions based on what her reaction is going to be. So the thing is for you to actually love her, to correct, instruct, and reprove her, you have to be a man who is of self-control yourself. Again, you can't pass these on to others if you don't possess them first yourself. So if you're trying to lead in your home and teach your family to have self-control, teach your wife to have self-control, and show her, then you yourself are going to have it. If you're given into porn, if you're given into lustful desires, if you're given into your diet, in other words, eating whatever you want without ramification, worried about ramifications, you're just eating whatever, putting the things in your body that you know are going to cause harm to you, and you can't control yourself, what makes you think you're going to be able to lead a woman if you still act like a boy? How can you be a king if you still act like a boy? Self-control is the most important part of leadership, is being able to first control yourself. You have to dominate your own body and bring it into submission before you can bring anybody else in your world into submission. And again, she's not going to submit to you if you yourself don't have yourself under control. She needs to see that you're not given into bad habits, gambling, smoking, drinking, binge eating, binge watching, uh, going on PlayStation 5 benders. Like, she has to see that you are an even man, and that you are very even in how you handle yourself. You have self-control. You can say no to the things in your world that may be fun in the moment, but are showing a lack of restraint. So she wants to see that you're able to have self-restraint. And then this also is very important when it comes to emotions, that you are not emotional, that you do not get bent out of shape, that you do not fly off the handle, that you do not yell and raise you. There's never a reason for you as a man to raise your voice or to yell. Self-control in all aspects. The things that you consume, the things that you say, the things that you do, all need to show self-control. And this is a very attractive quality that women find in men, because it shows that she can submit to you, she can feel safe, and that she can let go and let you take control. It's absolutely essential.